When we go through spiritual awakening or ascension, it is not just our mind and our souls that gets transformed. Our body changes frequency as well. So therefore we can go through certain physical symptoms as our chakras come into alignment. We're made of energy. We're made of energy centers. And these 7 internal energy centers will become unblocked as we ascend. So therefore we'll go through different symptoms throughout our body as we go through this change, this transformation. My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach and I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse. So when we go through ascension, spiritual awakening, our whole frequency changes. We are made of energy and we're changing from a 3D frequency into a 5D frequency. Our bodies are readjusting into this new way of living, this new way of being. So when we go through ascension, not only is our mind and body and soul opened up to this different way of living, our bodies are readjusting. Our bodies are transforming into this frequency as well. So certain things within our lives and our daily habits are going to change, but we can also feel certain symptoms as well as we go through these transformations. We have 7 internal energy centers and they hold different, different meanings. It starts at the base, which is our root. Well, actually, there's external ones as well, but I'm only going to do the 7 for the moment. The root chakra is about security and stability. And then we move up to our sacral, which is about our sexual desires, about our creativity. We've got our solar plexus, which is about our motivation and our personality and our drive. We've got our heart chakra, which is about love. Throat chakra, about communication. Third eye, which is our intuition and our spiritual insight. And then the crown chakra, which connects us to divine. But as we go through ascension, these are going to be unblocked. They're going to be, it's our body's way of telling us that we need to do the internal work. Like a lot of these symptoms, now I'm not a doctor, so if you're worried and if you have symptoms more than 3 days or a few weeks, go to the doctor, get this checked out. But a lot of the time through spiritual awakening, the physical symptoms cannot be fixed with external medicine. It can only be fixed with internal meditation or growth. And that's the thing, that's why I know personally with my own growth, it's been ascension symptoms, because they like a lot of the time we can get symptoms that only last a couple of hours, even 24 hours. Maximum for me has been 3 days. There was one time that one symptom lasted a couple of weeks, but that's because I was trying to concentrate on healing it from the outside. When we understand that we have to heal from the inside, this will alleviate the symptoms on the outside. So I'm going to go through a couple of symptoms that I've experienced, but that a lot of people collectively have experienced as well. These are the kind of universal symptoms of awakening because they kind of happen to all of us. So we can get certain headaches. Headaches can be a part of our crown chakra and our third eye opening. So headaches that last only, briefly. Like sometimes I can get stabbing headaches that will last literally 2 seconds, 2 or 3 seconds, and they're gone. Sometimes I'll get a headache that could last me 3 days and won't be helped by any medication. I know this is an ascension symptom, and I know that if I do meditation, I will be able to alleviate this. Now, other symptoms, ear ringing is another one. So we can get this ear ringing, this buzzing in our ears. This is downloads and upgrades from the universe. Do you know what I mean? This can be a high-pitched noise and it could be a low-pitched buzzing noise. I get it a lot in my right ear, especially when I'm talking to certain people or when I know I'm getting downloads. It's like this kind of a noise and I know I'm getting some kind of downloads. And you'll either understand them straight away or they will come in later. But know that this is a part of ascension as well. If you have any throat problems, any mouth problems, and ear problems as well, this can be to do with your communication and your throat chakra. The way to alleviate this is to understand what part of you needs to be spoken. So if you've got a history of not being able to use your voice, as you awaken, your voice starts to open again. So therefore you're going to feel symptoms around this, and you'll understand anything within these areas can be alleviated by working on your internal chakras, working on your communication center, working on your third eye and your connection to divine, working on your intuition, working on your spiritual abilities. So this can all be changed and alleviated in that way. Fatigue, right? Really, really intense fatigue and lethargy. This can happen because when we go to sleep, another symptom is vivid dreams. We're working, our bodies and our souls are working simultaneously. But when we go to sleep, our souls are still conscious. So therefore, our souls are going to be working on the astral realm. So we'll get many vivid dreams. We'll get a lot of astral projection. A lot of astral work will go on. We'll be waking continuously throughout the night at certain hours. The same hour every night. Around 3-4 o'clock is one that I wake every night at 3 o'clock nearly on the dot. This is another kind of symptom. Insomnia and any kind of disruption to your sleep patterns. Insomnia can be one, excessive sleeping can be another. And that's the thing, you might think that you're sleeping 12 hours a night, or, you know, if you're lucky enough to get that 8 to 12 hours a night. But because of the astral work you're doing, you're going to feel wrecked the next day. So this is where we have to be so mindful. Do you know what I mean? We're still bulling through. We think that, right, we're still going at the same pace. We need to do the same thing to be productive. But our bodies and our souls are going through that extra work. So therefore, we need to be more mindful and more restful of ourselves. Drink plenty of water and get more than extra sleep. If you need to take a nap during the day, do that. Because of the disruption in sleep patterns, because of your awakening, you're going to need that extra sleep. You're going to need to start listening to your body and start to understand that you need to get extra rest and to get extra water and nutrients into your body. So another one is your temperature. Your temperature can change dramatically. I've had both sides of this. I've had intense hot flashes from time to time, random heat flashes from out of nowhere. And I've had episodes where I cannot heat up. My hands, my feet, I just can't heat up. And this can be due to the lack of sleep as well, the lack of proper sleep. Because, you know, when we don't have enough rest, our body is kind of working on overdrive to try and keep us warm. But this is another thing. So you could be either really cold and not be able to heat up, or you'd be getting hot flashes from time to time where your temperature is all over the place. So another one is your senses. You can have heightened senses through awakening. So you're heightened and lowered in a sense. Like I've noticed blurry vision is one of the ascension symptoms I've experienced, but also clearer vision as well is another one, or clearer hearing, or clearer smell. Like I can smell things that aren't there. I can smell things that are under the surface. You know, I can smell the ingredients in certain creams underneath the floral smell, if you get me. I can smell the chemicals. I can smell smells that aren't there anymore, you know, that are deep smells that are just not there. But my heightened sense of smell, a heightened sense of taste, a heightened sense of hearing, heightened vision as well. There's another symptom. So another one then is heart palpitations or pains in your chest. When your heart chakra is blocked, you can get certain palpitations, shortness of breath. You can also get pains in your chest. And what I've experienced myself personally is pains in the shoulder blades, pains in the tops of my shoulders. And this is one of the symptoms that lasted for me for a couple of weeks. Like normally I'll get a sprained muscle here and it will last me a week. Maximum. From proper rest after about 3 days it'll start to get better. But this one, a few times it has actually lasted a bit longer. And that was because I forgot that it was an internal symptom. And I was like trying to fix it externally. And I was like, this isn't right. Like, you know, this is lasting me longer than a week. This normally starts to feel better after 3 days and it's gone by a week. But it's still there. It's still intense. And then I was just like, duh. It's my heart chakra. It's my higher heart chakra. The minute I realized that, and the minute I started to work on my heart chakra, and the minute I started to do meditation towards my heart, the pain almost went immediately. And that's the magic of it. If we keep trying to fix these symptoms externally and say to ourselves, oh yeah, obviously rest is very important anyway. If your body is aching, listen to that. That's your body trying to tell you that you need extra rest. But certain things will not go away until we face what's internal. And that's the thing with unblocking these symptoms is what do you need to heal within you? What is trapped within you that needs to be released? And that brings me to the appetite. Like that's body aches. This brings me to body aches and appetite. So like we get certain body aches throughout our body. We need to understand which part of our chakra system is being affected. But our digestive system can be thrown into flux as well. We can have digestive issues when it comes to our lower chakras. We can have, constipation, diarrhea, all those kind of things. Any kind of imbalance with our tummy is an internal, your solar plexus or your root chakra that needs to be unblocked. But also to do with the digestive issues, we can actually have a change in appetite. Our food and our diet tends to change through awakening. And this is gas because before I started my journey, or at the very start of my journey, I started to read these symptoms before I went through a lot of them. And I was just like, no, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. And the diet one was a big one for me because I used to love steak. It was my favorite food. I used to work in the meat industry. And it was something I thought I'd never stop eating. And when I was reading about this, it's like, oh, you might go vegetarian, you'll start to eat more plant-based food. I was like, no, never go vegetarian. I am actually vegan now. But the main reason I got signs from the universe to become vegan. My ego is trying to fight against it. And I actually became intolerant to dairy, which was, I loved cheese, which was a big shock to me. But that's another thing. We can actually form intolerances to certain foods as our body changes, which is a weird one because we think that if we're allergic to something, we're allergic to something our whole lives. But as our body changes through ascension, we actually end up becoming intolerant to certain things. So this to me was a sign that I had to go vegan. I'd already cut down on meat at this stage, which was a shock for me anyway, and I was only eating chicken and fish. And then when I became intolerant to dairy, on top of other signs from the universe to go vegan, I ended up going vegan. I'm vegan now and I'm very happy with that. It took me a long time to overcome that though and understand that. And I was like, that's one of the ones that I never thought would happen. But your food will change. You'll start to eat differently. You'll start to become, I suppose, more conscious of what you eat. You'll start to eat healthier options. You'll start to look after your body more. You'll start to exercise more. You'll start to just be more conscious of the vessel that you are inhabiting, and you'll start to become more healthy. Yeah, drink and drugs become a thing of the past. That was another symptom I actually read before it happened. And I was like, no, I'm a party animal. I love my drink. I used to take drugs as well just for partying. And I was like, this is never going to happen. I'm never going to give up drink or drugs. I'm completely sober now. I have not touched drink or drugs in years. And I never intend to go back on them. So that's another thing that will change, that you won't need that external substance to feel good, because you will feel good in yourself. So isolation becomes a big thing as well. We end up going into this little bubble, this cocoon, where we don't want to talk to anyone, we don't want to see anyone. This is a part of our healing as well. This is okay once we don't stay in it for too long. But this is okay. This is the hermit mode of ascension. This is to make you do that conscious healing. And it's also so that you don't have that external noise from people that aren't on your level to influence you to go back down to their level. So that isolation phase is very important for you to do that healing and for you to become the best version of yourself. So your intuition becomes heightened as well. So you get this inner knowing. You get this knowing of this path that's ahead of you. You get this knowing that you're not from this planet. You get this knowing that you're here for a higher purpose. You get this knowing that you're here for divine mission. You become more connected to your spirit guides. You become more connected to the universe, to God, the angels. You become more connected to your higher self. And that's the beauty of it. And your spiritual abilities will enhance. You become more psychic. You become more intuitive. And you'd start to just believe more in the esoteric. Why? Because you start to realize that we're spiritual beings living a human experience, and this is all a part of your ascension. So therefore, your spiritual abilities will open up because your intuition opens up and you've got more connection to your own consciousness. You'll see heightened synchronicities. So you'll see more, as I said, that's your connection to divine. You'll see those repeating numbers. You'll see signs and symbols everywhere to show you that you're on the right path, or show you if you need to change direction. So lots of repeating numbers, 1111, 222, 333, all those kind of numbers will come to you. Signs, names, messages, all this will kind of come to you in different forms as you go on your ascension journey. you'll find that you have a heightened sense of creativity, or you'll rediscover your creativity. You will become more artistic, and you'll become more creative, whether it comes to poetry, writing, doing videos, art of any kind. That will start to open up for you because you start to connect with yourself and your inner child again. And your heightened emotions. So your emotions will become more intense. You become more connected to how you feel. You become more self-aware. You understand what you're feeling. You understand your triggers. You understand, and you're okay with your emotions. For years, we've been told you're not allowed to cry, you're not allowed to show your emotions, you're not allowed to have feelings. Whereas when you awaken and when you ascend, you actually just become more in tune with your emotions, but you become more accepting of your emotions. You become more aware of how you're feeling, you become aware of your triggers, and you become aware of what is ticking within you and what isn't. But as I said, you become more accepting of your emotions and more open and more authentic with your emotions. And that's another actual symptom that I didn't write down, is you become more authentic. You become truer to yourself. You become the best version of yourself because you're shedding layers of conditioning. You're shedding those past beliefs. And that's the thing, your beliefs will change. What you once believed or what your parents believed for you, that will change as well. Your belief in the world, your existence, in humanity changes. It's a big shake-up to what you've always known, but it heightens your awareness to who you are, and you're okay then being authentic. You don't give a shit what people think, so you just be you, and that's beautiful because authenticity is beautiful. So you get to be more accepting of who you are. You accept yourself more, and you don't care if others accept you or not because you accept yourself. Certain relationships will fall away. So like people that you were once able to tolerate, people actually who once lifted your soul and brought you joy, you can no longer be around them anymore because your beliefs have changed and you are in a different frequency. So like that's the thing, you become less tolerant of negative and low vibration energy, and the people that you were with, you're usually the only person to ascend within your group, family and friends. So therefore you're going to have to leave certain dynamics because you cannot continue to evolve if you keep in that low vibrational energy. And that was another one that I thought, no, that's never going to happen. I have great friends, I have a great family system. I'm not going to ever lose these guys. They're great people, which they are, and I love them all to this day. But I cannot be around them anymore because my frequency has changed, and being around that energy makes me feel very, very unhealthy. It makes my mental and physical health deplete. So therefore, it's not good for my soul or my body or mind to be around that energy anymore. So I've had to walk away. So certain relationships are going to fall away from your existence as well. So you're more connected to nature as well. You understand that you are nature, and that's it. Like, you become more connected to the trees. That's the thing. Like, I always knew plants were living things, but until I started to awaken, I never really connected to that. And like now I actually talk to the plants and they talk to me. I feel their energy. They're telling me a story. Like, nature tells you a story. So you become more connected to nature because that helps you ground. And that's a great way to alleviate these symptoms as well, is to be in nature. And that's the thing, right? You end up discovering your life purpose, and you discover that you're of service to people as well. And that's another sign that you're on this journey. So certain ways to overcome these symptoms. And now, as I said, if you feel worried or anything like that, go to a doctor and get checked. But a lot of these symptoms are to do with your spiritual awakening. So they can be alleviated through meditation, through grounding exercises, through journaling, through self-awareness, and through being out in nature can be very, very, very beneficial. Eating healthier for your body and your that will help you as well. So being healthier in your body as well will actually help with these symptoms. Unblocking what's blocked inside you, what's trapped inside you, can help alleviate these symptoms as well. Understand that if a symptom is ascension flu, actually, I forgot to mention that one. You could literally be sitting there and then all of a sudden you could feel like you've got the symptoms of the flu. And then a couple of hours later, they're gone. Or it could be just before bed, I've had it. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm going to wake up sick tomorrow. The next morning you wake up and it's like you never had those symptoms. So that's the 24-hour ascension flu as well. So there's all these symptoms are quick to come and quick to go, but they will stay longer if there's more internal healing that you need to do. So be aware of that. Ask yourself, what part of me internally needs to be healed to alleviate the symptom? Because we can heal our bodies through the power of our mind. We can unblock these symptoms by unblocking what's within us. So what is within you that needs to be healed? Because that's the whole point of ascension and awakening, is to heal all that stuff that's blocked inside us from this life and past lives. And in doing so, this will unblock our system and unblock us physically as well. So therefore, the more we work on our internal system, the more our external system will benefit. So I hope this helped today, and I hope if you have been having any of these symptoms, and just not to worry, that they can be managed, they can be healed, and they are all just temporary. They're all just to wake you up to what needs to be healed within you. So thank you for listening today, and I do hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you would like help in your journey, please book me for a discovery call today, and I would love nothing more than to help you on your path.